Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are here to talk about my December goals. Normally I do a monthly goals video, and don't worry, I am still planning to do monthly goals videos in the new year. And in those videos, I will recap the prior month and then tell you all the steps that I have planned for the upcoming month and combine it into one video. Well, as we round the corner for the new year, it doesn't really make sense for me to combine those videos into one because they're based on two totally different sets of goals. So this video is just going to be my December recap, and we have plenty to talk about anyways. And then there will be a whole separate video. There's a lot of videos coming. The whole next set of videos is all about my goals. We're gonna start with my recap. So we're gonna do December today, and then tomorrow will be Q4, my Q4 recap, and then both business and personal goals. And then the last day of Vlogmas on Christmas Day will be my total 2022 goal recap, and just maybe some general thoughts about 2022. And then we will jump into all of my New Year's goals, and we'll basically go in reverse order. So we'll start with my 2023 annual goals, zoom in on Q1, personal and business, and then January action steps. But today we're here to talk about December, and I am filming this video a lot earlier than I typically would check in with my goals. So there are definitely goals on here that I'm not giving up on. They're not checked off yet, but I'm still carrying them through for the rest of the month. It is December 15th, the day that I'm filming this, but I'm leaving to go home for the holidays on the 21st, and then I'm gonna be home through the 28th, and by the time I get back, I'm gonna be really thinking about the new year. So I do only have a few days left really in my brain in terms of monthly goals for December. As always, if there's anything on here that I haven't checked off yet, I'm gonna tell you whether I plan to do it or whether I don't plan to do it. But truthfully, most of the things that I don't plan to do in December, I've already crossed off. In fact, I did a whole video, there was a day in the life, where I talked about how I was feeling very overwhelmed in December. And if you watched the goals video from last month where I talked about my December action items, I admitted that I was probably being a little bit overambitious, and I was. I was. And it came to fruition. I was feeling very overwhelmed, trying to do all of the things, and I sat down and crossed off a bunch of stuff. So you're gonna see that here too. Let's start with the monthly action items. The first one here is to mail Christmas, and I guess I could have shaded this in a little bit because I haven't actually put anything in the mail, but I've made progress on preparing to put things in the mail. I've ordered all of my holiday stuff. I am just waiting on stuff to be delivered, and as soon as it's delivered, I will pack it all up and take it to the post office. So not done yet, definitely planning to do that. Same thing with December birthdays, I'm just mailing with Christmas. I mentioned in last month's video that I probably didn't need to split those up because I would likely just save on postage and put it all in one box. And then the next one is to prep January birthdays, and I have not done that yet. I'm trying to think if I'm actually gonna, who am I kidding? There's no way I'm gonna squeeze that in before the 20th, before 21st, before I leave to go home. So that's gonna be an end of December, potentially even beginning of January thing. The next monthly action item was to finish my honeymoon scrapbook. Drew a big line right through that one, letting that one go. And you'll see this in the daily one too. I thought that it would be helpful for me to just tack on scrapbooking for the honeymoon when I was doing December daily every day. And that didn't make any sense because I barely had time to do December daily every day, let alone additional scrapbooking. I am contemplating putting this as a January goal. I have not decided yet though. The next monthly action item was to figure out all of my personal goals for 2023, and I am happy to say that I have done that. I kind of have to because I'm also going to be filming those videos here very soon, but I have all my personal goals set up for the year in the first quarter and for January. The next one was to deep clean the apartment, and I started shading this in because I did do it a little bit until I got overwhelmed and then cut it and decided it was not a priority, which it was not. That was a Q1 goal that was great in theory, not like and down on paper, but in terms of actual execution didn't make any sense. The next two monthly action items are two things that I'm gonna do to prepare for the new year. It's setting up a monthly tracker and then setting up my budget spreadsheet. Those are two things that I am going to get to before the end of the year, but I actually will probably do those when I get back from the holidays, so on like the 29th or 30th of January. Partially because I don't have to, and at this point I'm just focused on the things that have to get done before we leave, but also because I feel like those are both very like New Year focused things, and I feel like I'm gonna take that whole weekend. Like we get home on Wednesday, and I'm gonna take Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to really prepare myself for the new year. And in my mind, those are preparing for the new year things that will fit well in that weekend. The next monthly action item was to get the gift spreadsheet set up for next year. I don't really know what I was thinking because I didn't really have to set anything up. Like it's already set up. It's got everybody's birthdays, addresses, and then I was in the gift spreadsheet when I was working on holiday stuff. I basically I have a tab for, I've had a lot of people ask me about like my gift process, and there's not really a process. Like it definitely doesn't deserve its own video, but I have a gift spreadsheet that has 3 tabs. One is birthdays, everybody that gets a birthday card or gift from me and Sam. some of them are just me because it's my friends, and then some of them are like our parents and siblings, so it's a joint thing. And then a tab for the holidays, who gets holiday gifts from us, and then a tab for ideas. And then the last monthly action item was to make a book list for the new year. I crossed that off. I'll figure out what I'm gonna read next year. Moving into the weekly action items. So my weekly action items this month were strictly focused on working out, and I feel like I did a pretty good job. First off, adding in the first row to be specifically for Monday, I think was really helpful, because I know that for me, working out is a momentum-based goal, and if I do it on Monday, I'm gonna be way more likely to do it the rest of the week, and that almost proved true. The first week was great. The second week, again, if you watch the vlog about me feeling overwhelmed, that was that week. And then this week was hard because I was so sore on Monday from the dance video shoot I had Sunday that I mentally was like, I'm not working out today. But I still have managed to get 2 in since then, and I still might get that 3rd one in. We'll see how rambunctious these holiday parties go the next 2 days. But I will say I'm happy with the progress that I've made. The other big thing that made this goal actually happen is I made it really, really, really small. And I said 10 minutes. That's it. Just a 10-minute class. Something is better than nothing. For the first time in a long time, I was like practicing what I preach, because most of what I tell you and the tips that I give you, like I've put them into action myself, and I follow them and I do them, and they work. They work for me. Making things smaller and like going backwards is hard. That's hard for me, like my personality, to do that. So even though I tell you to do it all the time and it does work, clearly I am not good at listening to myself when I tell you that if it's not working, instead of cutting it all together, go to something smaller. So I did that this month, and I said, okay, no more 30-minute workouts, not even 20 minutes, no bike, don't worry about cardio. I want you to just do a 10-minute strength class from the calendar every day, and it's been working. All right, let's move into the daily action items. I'm just laughing at myself while I look at this. So scrapbook, I didn't do it for the first 5 days, and then I cut it out and was like, this is not happening. Again, I might try to do this in January. It didn't end up on my goals anywhere, but like I know I want to do it, and I know I would rather move. If you don't know, if this is your first time here, welcome, or if you're not caught up, we are moving at the end of February from New York City to Chicago. I don't want to move the supplies. I want to move a completed scrapbook. The next daily action item was to do an AM journal in the new Moxie Life Intentions Journal, and not only have I been doing that, not every day, but a lot of the days, I've been absolutely loving it. So I did a whole video also recently on my morning routine, and that journal is just, I love it. I love it so much. It takes me about 4 minutes-ish to fill it out. It just puts me in the right mindset for the day. The questions are specific enough that it helps me get in the right state of mind, but vague enough that I can interpret them in a lot of different ways depending on what's going on that day. And I'm really enjoying that, and definitely think I want to carry that into the new year versus doing morning pages. I don't know that I need to carry it into January because it's just plucked into my morning routine. I put it on my goal planner for this month because I thought it would be helpful to have that additional accountability, but in reality, like, I don't actually need it, because if I didn't do it here, it's because I didn't do any of my morning routine. But I've actually been really loving it, and it's a 60-day journal, and so I've done, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've done 10 days, so it's probably gonna last me 3 months instead of 2 months, because the weekends are not that big of a deal to me. But when I finish it, truthfully, I mean, I might look for a different guided journal. If you have any recommendations for a guided journal that you've used and enjoyed, maybe I'll do that, but I really like it. The next one was my PM routine. This one's going pretty well as well. Just prioritizing doing that in the evenings and getting myself set up for the day and reminding myself I don't have to do every step to get the check mark. One piece of my routine is better than 0. But then reading before bed, it's not happening, and I probably should just draw a line through it at this point because it's not gonna happen when we go out of town either. Entering the Broadway lottery, this one I was doing a good job of, but I also crossed off because we literally have no days. We have no free nights. One of us is either working or has a social commitment through the end of the year. So I was like, I'm taking this off my planner. The next daily action item was to do 10 minutes of the apartment declutter. That was kind of the breakdown of the monthly one. And this actually got crossed off before the monthly one because I thought, okay, 10 minutes a day is not working, but maybe I can still do some pieces of the deep clean and then eventually just cross it off altogether. But I realized for me that 10 minutes a day that's not how that goal works for me. For some people, it could totally work. That's one of the things I also want you to remember when you watch my goals videos, which like I said, I'm planning to continue to share in the new year, but I'm sharing them with you for you to get inspiration, get ideas, maybe get motivated, but don't forget that just because something doesn't work for me, doesn't mean that it's not gonna work for you. So decluttering on a daily basis to get through a whole apartment or house or whatever, that doesn't work for me. I need big, long chunks of time for that. That might not be the case for you. And I did repurchase and am reading a book I've recommended a lot, which is Decluttering at the Speed of Light. I read it before, but I got it from the library, so I did buy my own copy in order to reiterate some of those things. And maybe after reading that, I will try again the daily thing. But given that I'm not really decluttering at this point, except while I'm packing, that's why I wanted to reread that. Tangent, 10 minutes a day did not work for me, and I crossed it off. And then the last one on here is something personal that I'm just working on every day, and that one has been going well. I've only missed one day. So that's it. This video is gonna be much shorter. Normally these videos, again, have the current month and then the next month, but this one was only about December. Again, only December 15th, and even though I've crossed a lot of things off, I've done a lot this month that is not captured on this piece of paper. I've uploaded a video every day to my YouTube channel. I have vlogged every single day. I have done my own personal goals. I have created and executed, at this point, only 2 of the Patreon goal setting sessions, but there is still 1 more to go, which reminds me, if you at this point are sitting and you have not figured out your 2023 goals, it's okay. You're not behind, but if you need some support, come join our Patreon community. You can still watch all the replays. All the live sessions have passed, but all the replays are there for you to watch. There's a 2-hour session on reflection and prep work, a 2-hour session on picking your goals and prioritizing, a 2-hour session on breaking your goals down, which that one is just, I feel like, the most important, and then a 1-hour session on getting January all set up. So if you need some support, come join our Patreon community, watch those replays, and get yourself all set up for the new year. Okay, that is gonna be it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but every day here for the last few days of Vlogmas. Thank you so much for watching. All the next videos, and then 2020, the deep cleaning got, this one is, why did I do that?